Hi everybody, I am Naufal. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss regarding research objectives. So what is meant by research objectives? Research objectives is the goal of the researcher as well as the goal of your research study. Okay? Without a goal or without a aim, the research is aimless. Okay? So there should be a goal for the research, that is research objectives. So research objectives means what the researcher is expecting to achieve by the study. What the researcher is expecting to achieve by the study, that is research objective. The researcher, as a researcher, you are expecting something you have to achieve by the study. You should get a result. You should get a answer to the question, or you should get a solution to your problem. So the researcher is expecting to achieve by the study, that is research objective. What the researcher is expecting to achieve by the study, that is research objective. Research objective is the goal of the research. Without it, the research is aimless. Okay, so the research objective always address the purpose of the research. What is the purpose of the research? Some purpose will be there to conduct the research. It will address the purpose of the research. So research objective is the goal of the research. Okay, next we can see the essential characteristics of research objectives. We can see one by one. First one is specific. The research objective should be specific. You have to specify the research objective. It should be related to the research problem. You have to specify what is your goal. You have to specify what is your goal. And it should be clear and it should be small. That is, it should be concise and precise. You have to specify what is your goal and it should be closely related to your problem statement. So, for a research objective, you have to specify what is your goal. That is the first essential characteristics of research objectives. Next one is measurable. The second characteristics of research objective is measurable. That means at the end of the research objective should be measurable. It should be measurable. That means whether you have achieved the objectives or not, you have to measure at the end. So always a good research objective should be measurable. Okay. Next one is attainable. Okay. The third characteristics of research objective is attainable. That means achievable. Okay. So the research objective should be always achievable. For example, you are conducting a research and the cost of the research, the budget of the research is too high. You don't have that much money to conduct that research. Whether it is achievable? No, it is not achievable. So according to the budget, maybe the requirement of the equipment or the articles are required to conduct the research. Sufficient number of article or the equipments will not be there. That time also you can't attain your research objective. So always the research objective should be attainable. That means achievable with the available resources. The resources are mainly money and material. That is the money as well as the equipments or instruments. Okay. Next one is relevant. Your research objective should be relevant. That is, the research objective should be related to your problem statement. You have a problem statement and there is no relationship with your problem statement. Your objective is not having any relationship with your research problem. That is wrong. So always the research objective should be suitable or applicable or related to your problem statement. So it should be related to your study. You are having a research problem statement and there is no relationship with that problem statement. You prepared the research objective but there is no relationship with that problem statement, means that is wrong. It should be relevant. It should be related to your problem statement. It should be suitable to your problem statement. That is also a characteristics of research objective. Next one is time bound. The last characteristics of research objective is time bound. Time bound in the sense there should be a time limit for each phase of the research. Okay, there should be a time limit. During this week I have to achieve or I have to do this. During this month I have to do like this. A time period or a time limit should be there. That is also a essential characteristics of research objective. These are the characteristics of research objective: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant and time bound. Next we can see the types of research objectives. Types of research objectives. So the research objectives is mainly classified into general objectives and specific objectives. This is the main classification of research objective, that is general objective and specific objectives. General objective and specific objective. So first one is general objective. That means the common objective of your research study. That is the main focus of your objective. That is the main objective or the common objective. It is a broad focus. It will cover the entire research study. Objective is general objective and it will be in less number. The number of the general objective will be less, but it is the main objective. It cover the entire research study. That objective cover the entire research study, but the number will be less. Okay, the broad focus but less number. That is the general objective. The objectives in general terms. Okay, so regarding specific objective means breaking the general objective into small parts. Okay, breaking the general objectives into small parts. If you are breaking the general objective into small parts, that is specific objectives. So in number, specific objective will be more and the focus is narrow focus. Here the general objective means broad focus, but the specific objective is narrow focus. I will give you one example so you will get a better idea regarding general as well as the specific objective. Not related to the research objective. First I will give a example regarding the lesson plan. To give the health education or while teaching you will prepare a lesson plan. In the lesson plan also you can see general as well as specific objectives. Okay, so here our topic is, for example, COVID-19. You are going to prepare a lesson plan. Our topic is COVID-19. So the general objective, listen carefully, the general objective of COVID-19 is at the end of the class, the students will able to understand regarding COVID-19. Only one objective you are writing. It is less in number, but we are covering the entire topic. That is, at the end of the class, the students will be able to understand regarding COVID-19. Our topic for the lesson plan is COVID-19. This is the general objective. Okay. Now, specific objective with the same example. Now, we are breaking the COVID-19 into small parts. Small logically connected parts we are breaking. So, the specific objective will be at the end of the class, the student will be able to define COVID-19. The student will be able to enlist the type of COVID-19. The student will be able to enumerate the clinical features of COVID-19. The students will be able to explain the treatment of COVID-19. For COVID-19, definition will be there, types will be there, clinical features will be there, treatment will be there. So, we are specifying what are the things coming under the COVID-19, that is the general objective. So, the general objective is broad and the specific objective will be narrow. You are cutting or you are breaking into small parts. You are breaking the general objective into small logically connected parts. That is specific objective. Now coming to the research objective, I will give the example related to general objective and specific objective. So here suppose our topic is a study to assess the effect of ginger on morning sickness among pregnant women. Our topic is effect of ginger effect of ginger on morning sickness among pregnant women. So the effect of ginger on morning sickness among pregnant women. For the pregnant woman, there will be morning sickness. For example, vomiting. So we are conducting a study to assess the effectiveness of ginger. We are giving ginger to the pregnant woman to reduce the morning sickness. Okay. So what will be the general objective? The general objective will be to assess the effectiveness of ginger on morning sickness among pregnant women. That is our general objective, to assess the effectiveness of ginger on morning sickness among pregnant women. Only one, less in number. Always the general objective will be less in number. Now what will be the specific objective? We can see. Okay. So the specific objective will be to assess the effectiveness of ginger on morning sickness among pregnant women of different age group. There will be pregnant women, but different age group will be there. 20, 25, 30, 35, like that. That is a specific objective. Now to compare the effect, next specific objective will be to compare the effectiveness of ginger on morning sickness among pregnant women of working and non-working. Working pregnant woman as well as non-working pregnant woman. That is also a specific objective. Now the next specific objective will be to compare the effectiveness of ginger on morning sickness among multigravida and primigravida. That is, primigravida means first time pregnancy. First time pregnancy, that is the first time pregnant woman, and multigravida means more than one time pregnant. Okay, so we are assessing the effectiveness of ginger on morning sickness among the multigravida as well as the primigravida, and we are comparing the effect of ginger on morning sickness among the working woman as well as non-working woman, and we are assessing the effectiveness of ginger among different age group of the pregnant woman also. That is the specific objective. General objective was to assess the effectiveness of ginger on morning sickness among pregnant women. Only one category. But we are breaking into small parts. Different categories of pregnant women are there. So you are specifying from the name itself, specific objective. Always the specific objective will be more in number, but the general objectives will be less in number. But the focus of the general objective is broad. The focus of the specific objective is narrow. That is the main classification of general as well as the specific objective. Next we can see another classification, that is the primary objective as well as secondary objectives. Primary objective as well as secondary objective. So primary objective, from the name itself, primary means the main objective or the main focus. This is the primary objective, is the main objective. In this objective, the researcher is expecting what he has to be achieved by the study. That is the main or the primary focus. The primary objective is the main objective. Okay, the main focus of the study is primary objective. Okay, so what is secondary objective? Secondary objective is, other than the primary objective, what additional information can be achieved by the study. Other than the primary objective, what additional information we can achieve by the study. I will give you one example. If you are planning to compare two drugs, if you are planning to compare two drugs to reduce the LDL cholesterol. Okay, you are going to compare the effectiveness of two medicine, that is to reduce the LDL cholesterol. So the primary objective is to compare the effectiveness of two drugs for reducing LDL cholesterol. Okay, LDL cholesterol is the main objective here. Is primary, it is we are comparing two drugs for reducing LDL cholesterol. So what will be our secondary objective? Secondary objective will be to compare the two drugs for other lipid modification. To compare the two drugs that is used for the cholesterol for other lipid modification. Because in cholesterol, not only LDL cholesterol, HDL cholesterol is there, triglyceride is there, and VLDL is there. So our secondary objective is there any changes is occurring for other lipid profiles? But our primary objective is there any change in the LDL cholesterol? Our study was related to LDL cholesterol. Primary aim or the primary goal is regarding the